ഓം സഹനോ ഭവതു സഹനോ ഭുനക്തു സഹ വീര്യം കരവാവഹൈ തേജസ്വിനാവധീതമസ്തു മാ വിദ്വിഷാവഹൈ. ഓം ശാന്തി ശാന്തി ശാന്തി. ഓം നമോ നമോ നമോ. ഓം നമോ നമോ നമോ. ഓം നമോ നമോ നമോ. അച്യുതായ നമോ. ശ്രീ അനന്തായ നമോ. അച്യുതായ നമോ. ശ്രീ അനന്തായ നമോ. സുന്ദരായ നമോ. സുരവന്ദിതായ നമോ. സുന്ദരായ നമോ. സുരവന്ദിതായ നമോ. മാധവായ നമോ. മധുസൂദനായ നമോ. മാധവായ നമോ. മധുസൂദനായ നമോ. കാരണായ നമോ. कारणाय नमः नारायणाय नमः ॐ नमो 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 ॐ नमो नमो ॐ नमो नारायणाय 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 ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram, Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Let us chant from verse number 10. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitah ekakiyata chittatma nirashira parigrahah शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरमासनमात्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिनकुशोत्तरं तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगमात्मविशुद्धये समं कायशिरो ग्रीवं धारयन्नचलं स्थिरः सम्प्रेक्ष्य नासिकाग्रं स्वं दिशश्चानवलोकयन् प्रशान्तात्मा विगतभीः ब्रह्मचारिव्रते स्थितः मनः संयम्य मच्चित्तः युक्त आसीत मत्परः युञ्जन्नेवं सदात्मानं नियतमानसः शान्तिं निर्वाणपरमां मत्संस्थामधिगच्छति. So what are the preparations to be made at the seat of meditation? This is the topic that we are discussing. So there are 8 factors. Number 1, Desha. What is a place to choose? Number 2, Kalaha, the right time. Number 3, Asanam, where to sit. Number 4, Sharira Sthitihi, what is the posture? Number 5, Pranapana Gatihi, how we should breathe. Number 6, Indriya Nigraha, control of the sense organs. Number 7, Mano Nigraha, control of the mind. And number 8, Buddhi Nishchaya, clarity in the intellect. So these are the 8 topics which we have to be very clear. So Desha, the right place. Shuchau Deshe Pratishtha. Clean place, spiritually clean place. Solitude, all alone. Desha. Kalaha, that is not mentioned here. Kalaha. What is the right time to meditate? Generally, early in the morning. Because that is a time when we are fresh. Because body has rested, mind has rested, so that is the best time of the day. So that is the best time to meditate upon God, because it's a subtle activity. For subtle activity, you must be at your best. For gross activities, it can be done anytime. Deshaha, Kalaha, next one, Asanam. What kind of place you must sit? Sit on a place where you are comfortable. Sharira sthiti, what should be the posture? Backbone straight. You can sit on Sukhasana, you can sit on Padmasana, you can be on Chairasana also. Nowadays, that also has to be said. Once upon a time, even elderly people were able to sit like this. Nowadays, that is, once the chair culture has come, legs have become very stubborn, unyielding. Anyway, all these things are not very important. The next one is pranapana gatihi. That is very useful. When the breathing is slow and steady, the mind also becomes peaceful. There is a connection. There's a connection between breathing and the state of mind. So in the initial stages, it is very, very useful. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Vayurodhanat liyate manah jalapakshiva rodha sadhanam. Vayurodhanat manah liyate. When you control your breath, make it slow and steady, manah liyate. Mind has to become quiet because they are connected. But that quietude of mind is like jala pakshivat, like a bird caught up in the net. What is the nature of the bird? Very fickle. Can't sit quietly. That is the nature of the bird. Mind is also like that. But the moment that bird is caught up in a net, what happens to that bird? Becomes silent. In the same way, this net is the breathing. So in the initial stage, quieten the mind through breath control. Very useful. Bhagavan Shankaracharya also says the same thing. Pranayamam pratyaharam nityanitya viveka vicharam japya sameta samadhi vidhanam kurvavadhanam mahadavadhanam. The first comes pranayama. 5-10 minutes, breathe slow, deep, steady. Then watch your breath. To a great extent, mind becomes calm. And then pranayama, then pratyaharam, nityanitya viveka vicharam. Higher sadhanas. So the mind becomes available for higher sadhanas. So that is pranavana. After that, indriya nigraha, control of the senses, withdraw. Sense organs have no role to play at the seat of meditation. Let them be quiet. Then Mano Nigra. So yesterday we were discussing about these two, Mana and Buddhi, mind and intellect. Mat Chittah, Mat parah. Fill your heart with devotion for God. And then fill your intellect with clarity regarding who God is. So value God and love God. These are the two things to be done. So, literally speaking, in meditation, your entire personality is involved. The physical personality, the emotional personality, the intellectual personality, and your spiritual personality. All personalities are involved. So, this is called as wholehearted meditation. If there is one personality which is not involved, to that extent, your meditation will be affected. So, fill the heart with love for God. Intellect should bring all the scriptural statements regarding what the truth is. Then manas sanyamya machittah yukta asita matparah. May you be seated, keeping me as your highest goal, highest priority. In this way, when we do, what happens? Yunjannevam sada atmanam yogi niyatamanasah. In this way, when the yogi turns his attention to that Lord in him, the consciousness in him, the self in him. So when you are paying attention to consciousness, you must know who this consciousness is. He is the Lord of the universe. He is the support of the whole world. He is the only reality upon which this world is projected. World is just a projection upon the mind. The world is experienced by what? It is experienced by the mind. When the mind is, world is. When the mind is not, world is not. Therefore, the whole world is nothing but a projection upon the mind. And what is the definition of mind? Mind is nothing but flow of thoughts. So world is nothing but thoughts. And all these thoughts, where do they reside? The thoughts reside in consciousness, just like waves reside in water. Actually speaking, waves have no existence other than water. In the same way, the world or the mind has no existence apart from consciousness. This is the glory of consciousness. This is the meaning mat parah. Turning your attention to consciousness, knowing the glory of consciousness. Then what will happen? Shantim nirvana paramam mat samstham adhigacchati. Such a person then attains shantim, peace, supreme peace, nirvana paramam shantim adhigacchati. Which Bhagavan says, mat samstham, that is my nature. When you shift your attention to consciousness, you start experiencing the property of consciousness. And what is the property of consciousness? It is Ananda Sarup. So that Ananda you experience. How much Ananda? To the extent you are able to absorb your attention in consciousness, to that extent you experience peace. So, intensity of peace is directly proportional to depth of absorption of attention. With practice, that depth increases, and with depth, peace also increases. And finally, it becomes absolute peace, which is the nature of consciousness. So, all these things come with practice. More of this topic is taken up later by Bhagavan. How to absorb attention in consciousness. That topic comes later. Now, the topic suddenly shifts to Bahiranga Sadhana. What is the general preparation? One among the many preparations to be done to have a successful meditation. Let us chant verse number 16 and 17. Natyasnatastu yogosti न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव चार्जुन नात्यश्नतस्तु योगोऽस्ति न चैकान्तमनश्नतः न चाति स्वप्नशीलस्य जाग्रतो नैव युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति दुःखः युक्ताहारविहारस्य युक्तचेष्टस्य कर्मसु युक्तस्वप्नावबोधस्य योगो भवति योगः ati ashnatah na. This meditation, the spiritual life is not meant for a person who eats too much. Ati ashnatah. Na ekantam anashnatah. Nor is it for a person who eats very less. Meditation is not possible for a person who eats either too much or too little. Na ati swapna shilasya. This path is not meant for those who sleeps too much. Na jagratah eva. Nor is it for those who do not sleep at all. So what is the point then? Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Be yukta, be moderate in everything. Whether it is food or sleep or recreation, whatever you are doing, may you be moderate in everything. Don't go to the extremes. If you eat too much, what will happen? At the seat of meditation, you will go to sleep. As Gurudev used to say, there is no enough blood available to go to the brain. All the blood is there in the stomach only. If you eat too less, then what will happen? Then you will be meditating, but you will be meditating on food, not on God. Meditation will continue. You will be thinking of food only. So don't go to the extremes. Even Buddha also tells the same thing. Follow the path of moderation, middle path. So the example they give is like you string, the stringed instruments. How much tight you must tie the string? Neither too tight nor too loose, just right. Too tight means the string will break. Too loose means the music will not come. So there is a right amount. So that is what has to be followed in this path. Be moderate in everything. How much to eat, how much to sleep, everything should be in moderation. Again, eating also, what to eat, that is also important. What kind of food will help us in meditation? The sattvic food. Food which is nutritious, food which is easily digestible. That is also important. Quantity and quality, both are important. Too much of spicy, oily food if you eat, then the mind will become rajasic. So quality also is important. Again, how often you eat, that is also important. With what attitude you eat, that is also important. All these factors have to be taken into account. So they will definitely help. Sattvic food will help in having a sattvic mind, and that's how it helps. Yukta ahar vihar. In the same way, sleep also. Sleep is generally tamasic, but sleep also are of three types. What are the three types of sleep? Sattvic, Rajasic, and Tamasic. Quality of sleep also are of three types. What is a Sattvic sleep? Sattvic sleep is a sleep where you go deep into sleep and you are fully refreshed after the sleep. When you get up, you are fresh. You feel like getting up from the bed. Because you know that there is no more tiredness that remains. You are fresh when you get up. Then that sleep, dreamless sleep, deep sleep, refreshing sleep is a sattvic sleep. Then there is a rajasic sleep. What is rajasic sleep? Full of dreams. Full of dreams. So you have not properly taken rest because mind is still active during sleep. Then there is a tamasic sleep. What is tamasic sleep? The more you sleep, the more you feel like sleeping. You don't want to get up from the bed at all. You just lie down here, there. That is worst. Sick. So how to improve the quality of sleep? If your day is spent sattvically, then your sleep also will be sattvic. How did you spend your day? Was it sattvic? Even if some rajas is there, no problem. But before sleeping, if you sleep with some prayer, with some meditation, etc., you will always find that the quality of sleep will be improved a lot. But suppose you see all movies, ghost movies, all useless movies, and then sleep, you will find that the what you call sleep also will be affected. Don't watch news and all before going to sleep. Whatever disturbance is there, it will create some dream. It will unnecessarily disturb your sleep. So at least 1 hour before you go into sleep, do something, some chanting, some japa, some meditation. It helps a lot. And also in the night, eat less. So these are little things which will help a lot. But the whole point here is be moderate. Then what will happen? Yogo bhavati dukkha. Then you will thoroughly enjoy yoga. Otherwise, yoga itself becomes a cause of sorrow. So these are the basic general preparation you can do with regard to food and sleep. Now again, Bhagavan comes to Dhyana Surupam. At the seat of meditation, what is meditation? What are we supposed to do at the seat of meditation? Let us chant verse number 18 and 19. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatishthate nispruhas sarvakamebhyah yukta ityuchyate tada. Yada viniyatam chittam atmanyevavatishthate yukta ityuchyate tada yatha deepo nivatasthaः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यथा दीपो निवातस्थः नेङ्गते सोपमा स्मृता योगिनो यतचित्तस्य युञ्जतो योगमात्मनः यदा विनियतं चित्तम् आत्मनि एव अवतिष्ठते तदा युक्तः इति उच्यते. That is the state of perfection. What is the state? Viniyatam chittam, withdrawn mind, atmani eva avatishthate. So at the seat of meditation, there are two entities you will experience, provided your mind is pure. We are assuming that the mind is pure. And in such a pure mind, when you sit for meditation, you will experience two entities in yourself. What are the two entities? Number one, Atma, the self, pure consciousness. Number two, thoughts in the mind. Two things. Number one, thoughts in the mind. Number two, the witnessing consciousness, witnessing the thoughts. Two entities. Now, the choice is ours where to pay attention to. Paying attention also is done with the mind only. So now, assume that my heart is filled with likes and dislikes. Then what will happen? The thoughts come and I get stuck to these thoughts. My attention gets stuck. The mind brings some sense object. Let us say I have too much like towards that object. Then what will happen? Automatically my attention is carried away by that object of like or dislike. Then I start wandering with the thoughts. Now I'll tell you the law at the seat of meditation. If you show interest in a particular thought, then those thoughts will multiply. This is the law. If you are interested in a thought, that mind will bring more and more similar thoughts. Exactly like when you are sitting and discussing with someone, if you show interest in a particular topic which other person is telling, you show interest. Oh, is it so? Then what? Oh my God, I did not know that. Then what will that person do? He will add more and more masala there. Isn't it? Depending upon the interest shown by you, that person also starts. Mind has the similar characteristic. Once you start showing interest in a particular topic, in a particular sense object, the mind will bring more and more thoughts associated with that sense object. Sense object can be thing, being, or situation. Vastu, Vyakti, Paristhiti. Choice is yours. Should I pay attention to consciousness or should I pay attention to the thoughts seen in consciousness? If there is a lot of likes and dislikes, you will helplessly pay attention to the contents of the mind, thoughts in the mind, and get carried away by the mind. Then the end result will be a wandering mind. So who is making the mind wander? Don't say mind is wandering. No, you are pressing the accelerator. Unknowingly you are showing interest, therefore mind is bringing the thoughts. Mind by itself has no choice. But on the other hand, if your mind is very pure, that mind is free from likes and dislikes. A particular thought comes, your attention is upon the witness. You are rooted in the witness. You give a cold look at that thought, totally indifferent to that thought. You are seeing the thought, but you are not showing interest to that thought. This is called as witnessing the thought. Witnessing the thought means what? Paying attention to the thought without showing any interest in it. So really speaking, your attention is upon the witnessing consciousness. Now remember, this witnessing consciousness is the representative of God. Thoughts, they are the representative of the world. So both of them come in front of you. God and world. Whom do you choose? If you are choosing the worldly thoughts, then you are a samsari. If you are choosing the witnessing consciousness, you are a sannyasi, you are a yogi. This is a true definition of a sannyasi. Giving up thoughts so that you can hold on to consciousness. Sasannyasi cha yogi cha. So if the mind is truly prepared, you are able to hold on to consciousness. Thoughts will come from the vasana bundle. So a worldly thought has come, you have seen that thought, you are not showing any interest, You shift your attention to consciousness. Then what will happen to that thought? Since you are not showing any interest, that thought will die down. Exactly like when somebody is explaining something to you, some incident, you are just giving a blank look at that person. That what will that person do? He will, for some time, will remain. What happened to this man? He will get up and go. Same thing with the mind also. When you are showing no interest, that thought dies down. So then what happens? Nisprihaha sarva kamibhya. This is the way to exhaust all vasanas. First, a thought comes with, let us say, 100 units of force. You are not showing any interest. Again, that thought may come, but now it will be with a reduced force because earlier you have shown disinterest. Every time the thought comes after that, the power of that thought, the momentum of the thought will be less. This is the law. This is how vasana exhaustions happen. Next time when that thought comes, it will come with a reduced force, let us say 50 units. Next time, it will be maybe 25 units. Next time, 5 units. After that, it is easier to handle the thought. The first one, it is quite difficult. And slowly a time comes when this thought stops coming. Then you know that that particular vasana has been exhausted. This is the definition of vasana exhaustion. This is the process. First thought, why does it come? It comes because in the past I had entertained that thought, entertained that vasana, I had shown interest in it, therefore it is coming out of the past habit. But with a renewed knowledge, understanding, now you know that going after the thought is not good for me. You detach yourself. You don't show any interest. That slowly, the occurrence of the thought and the intensity of the thought both comes down. And slowly a time comes when the thought no more disturbs you because you are not interested. This is called as nisprihaha sarvakamibhya. This is what you have to do at the seat of meditation. At the seat of meditation, you are interested only in this witnessing consciousness, but the thought will keep on troubling you. Every time it comes, let it pass. Don't show any. Don't fight with it. Fighting with it also shows that there's a dislike. Then again, it will be strong. Just allow it to come and go. Pay attention only to the witness. Yada viniyatam chittam atmani eva avatishtati. Let your attention settle in Atma. Focus only in Atma, the consciousness. Remember, if the mind is not prepared, you will not even know which is thought and which is consciousness. It will mix. So therefore, purity of mind is absolutely essential to do this meditation. Only then, with clarity, you will see two entities, very distinct from each other. To the extent there is purity, to that extent there is clarity. Two entities. On one side is Kama, on the other side is Atma. Whatever you pay attention to, that you will get. That's the law. You are paying attention to that consciousness. Thoughts will come and disturb you. Thoughts will come and dance in front of you. Don't get carried away by that dance. Dance of the sense objects. Just ignore it. Then what will happen? A time comes, nispriha sarvakamibhya. All the desires, one by one, starts getting exhausted. And your attention becomes firmly rooted in the self. tada yuktaha iti uchyate. At that time we can say this person has become fully integrated within. And now an example is given to make it clear. Yatha deepaha nivatastaha na ingate. Deepa, flame. So there is a flame. So if there is a wind, what happens to the flame? Ingate. It wavers. But suppose you keep that flame in nivatastaha, where there is no wind, no breeze. Then what will happen? That flame is steady. Na ingate. A steady flame. Yoginah yatachittasya yunjatah yogam atmanah. That is the way a yogi's mind is. Non-flickering, non-wavering flame. Steady, uninterrupted, spontaneous, effortless. That is how a yogi's mind is. So here, what is the wind? The vasana. That is the wind. So in the beginning, it flickers, wavers. Finally, slowly, it becomes steady, unwavering. Because there is no obstacle or obstruction to prevent the attention from getting absorbed in the self. That is a sign that, yes, meditation has attained its state of perfection. Effortlessly, mind is in the self. Mind is absorbed in the self. Then what happens? Next word. Verse number 20. Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya yatra chaivatmanatmanam pashyannatmani tushyati yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. Pashyannatmani tushyati. Yes. Yatra chittam uparamate. Chitta means mind. Uparamate. It ceases to exist. Becomes totally silent. In that state, where the mind is fully absorbed in meditation upon the self, that mind ceases to exist. Niruddham. Restrained mind, focused mind, absorbed mind. So this constant practice is called as yoga seva. It doesn't happen once or but go on doing it, go on doing it, go on doing it. Slowly, all the vasanas are gone. And then finally, the mind gets absorbed in the self. Then what happens to the mind? Mind becomes silent. Now see the terms used. These are the very same terms you will find in Yoga Sutra of Patanjali also. Yoga tu chitta vritti nirodha. This is the definition of yoga. You see, all those terms are there. Chittam is there. Niruddha. Chitta vritti nirodha. Same thing. It is the same. Why mind becomes silent? You see, we have to understand the functioning of the mind. Mind is designed to give happiness and security to the self. Mind is designed to give happiness and security to the I. Self means I. Now, in ignorance, what is the definition of I? I am the body. I am the mind, I am the intellect, I am the BMI. This is my understanding about I in the state of ignorance. So now, mind is constantly functioning to give peace and security to this body. That is called as chattering of the mind. Yes or no? If you think all the thoughts, you just find out what those thoughts are trying to do. What is mind trying to do? You will find that mind is continuously working to give you peace and security. But now, when that mind is turned towards the self, what does that mind realize? Peace is already there. I am already secure. Because consciousness is Sat Swarupa. Existence is its nature. So I don't have to secure existence. It is already secured. There is no threat for it. It can never happen then that consciousness can become non-existent. The threat of death is never there for consciousness. The mind thinks, Are, why am I struggling unnecessarily? It is already secure. And what is the nature of consciousness? It is Ananda Swarupa, bliss, peace, happiness. So when mind turns and abides in consciousness, it comes to know that it need not do anything. Are you able to follow? This is called as silencing the mind. The mind comes to know, I don't have to do anything to procure peace, happiness, and security because it is already there. All my efforts are redundant, unnecessary. That is how the mind becomes quiet. So, the quietude of mind is based on right understanding about the self. All the chattering of the mind is based on the wrong notion about the self. When the attention of the mind goes towards the self, it comes to know the nature of the self. And once it comes to know the nature of the self, it becomes silent. Educated mind becomes silent. A mind with right understanding becomes silent. Now, when the mind becomes silent, what happens to consciousness? By the way, does consciousness need the mind to know? Does consciousness need mind to know? No. Because knowing is the nature of consciousness. It doesn't need any instrument. In fact, mind borrows the property to know from consciousness. Remember, when we are using consciousness in Vedanta, it is not a product of mind. In medical terminology, whenever we use consciousness, it is a byproduct of the mind. You have to be very careful. In medical terminology, you may say, oh, that person lost consciousness. Means what? Consciousness is a product of the mind. When the mind is not there, consciousness is not. But in Vedanta, it is just the reverse. Consciousness is not dependent on anything. In fact, mind borrows the property from consciousness and pretends that it knows. Exactly like the reflected light. Reflected light is not the original light. Reflected light is only a borrowed light, borrowed from original light. In the same way, mind's ability to know is not its own ability. It is a borrowed ability. And that is why knowing with the mind is effortful. Yes or no? Knowing with the mind. After some time you feel sleepy when you are in the class itself. Because it's taxing, especially when the concept becomes very subtle. Mind's knowing is effortful knowing, whereas consciousness knowing is effortless knowing. It is effortless knowing because knowing is its nature. When knowing is its nature, there is no effort involved. Just like reflection is the nature of mirror. Is the mirror getting tired out of reflection? Oh, morning till evening I've been reflecting. Let me take rest. No. Reflection is happening effortlessly because that is its nature. In the same way, knowing is the nature of consciousness. It doesn't need mind to know. In fact, mind borrows this property from consciousness to know. So now, when the mind becomes silent, is consciousness knowing? Of course. What kind of knowing is it? Yatra chaiva atmana atmanam pashyan atmani tushyati. The self knows itself by itself and revels in itself. That is the final state. This is called a samadhi sthiti. Is knowing happening? Of course, knowing is happening. Why knowing is happening? The nature of the self is to know. But now the mind is silent. So therefore, projection of the world is not there. World is not there. Mind is not there. What is there now? The reality alone is there. What is the nature of the reality? Ananda Swarupa, Chit Swarupa, Sat Swarupa. So what is that highest state? Existence of blissful awareness. Or awareness of blissful existence. Knowing oneself by oneself, reveling in oneself. That is the highest state. This is our nature. This is the goal to be gained. So is existence there? Yes. Is the knowing there? Yes. Is the reveling there? Yes. Sat, Chit is the highest state of yoga. After that, mind is not needed at all. You transcend the mind. And when you transcend the mind, you transcend the world also. This is the purpose of the world. Just like pole vault. What is the purpose of the pole? To take you high and leave you there. So you make use of the pole, climb the pole, finally drop the pole, and go beyond. That is pole vault. Make use of the world, climb the pole. What is climbing the pole? From tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. Finally drop the pole, drop the mind, and go beyond. This is the state to be gained. You come to know that the whole world is existing in me. Earlier, what was the ignorant, wrong notion? I thought I was in the world. But the truth is, world is in me. The world is in the mind. Mind is in me. You see, the whole perspective changes. What about the body? Arey, body is a part of the world. Body is the part of the world. And the entire world is a part of the mind. And what happens to the mind? It disappears. When the mind disappears, rest everything has to disappear because everything is in the mind only. Then what remains? Only consciousness remains. And that state is of supreme bliss. How much bliss? Listen, verse number 21 and 22. Sukhamatyantikam yattad buddhigrahyamatīndriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam sthitaschalati tattvataha sukhamatyantikam yattat buddhigrahyamatīndriyam vetti yatra na chaivayam sthitaschalati tattvataha yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate nadhikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Sukham atyantikam, absolute bliss. Atindriyam, that bliss which can never be experienced through the sense organs, which can be experienced only in that pure mind, buddhigrahyam. Yatra sthitaha ayam tattvataha na eva chalati. Abiding in which that person never gets deviated from truth. That is a kind of bliss experienced. Firm abidance in the truth. So this is how we conquer the vasanas. You see, mind wants happiness. This is the nature of the mind. Wherever there is happiness, the mind will go there. So in spirituality, what do? You expose the mind to higher joys. And then the mind will automatically leave lower pleasures. In spirituality, we don't do suppression. Many times people think that it is all suppression. We have so many desires. In spirituality, you are suppressing this. No, no, no. It is not suppression. Suppression is unhealthy. Suppression is unhealthy. Then what do? We do sublimation. This is called a sublimation. Exposing the mind to the higher joys of life, so that the mind is no more interested in the lower pleasures. The higher joys of meditation, the higher joys of devotion, the higher joys of selfless service, the higher joys of contemplation. Once mind is exposed to more fulfilling joys of life, the mind no more revels in the lower pleasures. What is the mistake we do? We don't expose the mind to the higher joys. We try to suppress the lower pleasure. It will explode. Then it is going to be a pressure cooker. You are not allowing the pressure to get released. Both simultaneously you should do. Control of the sense organs, at the same time directing the mind towards the higher joys. This is how you conquer the mind, not by suppressing the desires of the mind. These are the mistakes generally immature sadhakas do. One side they are busy trying to suppress. But on the other side, they are not trying to divert the attention of the mind. Now the mind, when it experiences that supreme joy, it just gets absorbed in the self. Tattvataha naiva chalati. Yam labdhva cha aparam labham manyate na adhigam tataha. The mind comes to know that there is no other higher attainment than this. Yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Even the greatest sorrows cannot deviate the mind. You see, many times people say, Swamiji, when I'm healthy, I'm able to meditate. But when I become sick, all my meditation is gone down the drain. That is true. What happens when you become sick? Some fever, some cough, cold. Whenever the body is in pain, mind gets gravitated towards those points where there are pain. Yes or no? You will always find this. When there is pain, mind gets rooted there. And therefore, what do we experience? Only pain. Then meditation becomes impossible. Because the attention is only upon the pain. Meditation is only upon the pain. So there is pain in the mind also. Here it is said, Yasmin sthitona dukkhena gurunapi. Greatest tragedy may come to this person, but his experience will be that of joy only. Even the greatest sufferings. Very many saints have been, what you call, tortured to death. That is called as dukkhena gurunapi. Very many saints, if you see, they have been tortured. Now the question is, what were they experiencing? Were they experiencing bliss or pain when the torture was there? Here Bhagavan says it is impossible that they are in pain. So this has to be understood. Wherever the mind is, that you will experience. When the body is in pain, and if your attention is in the body, what will be your experience? Pain. Body is in pain, but your attention is in the self. Then what will you experience? The property of the self, not the property of the body. This is the law. This is the law. Wherever your mind is, that you will experience. Whether it is the body or the self. Now the challenge is this. Even when the body is in pain, can you fix your mind in the self? If you can do that, then there won't be any suffering for you. Even though body may be butchered by somebody. This is a challenge. This is called a spiritual strength also. When body is very healthy, it is very easy to meditate. Even when the body is unhealthy, it is suffering varieties of disease. Can you detach your mind from the body and attach to the self? This needs spiritual strength. In Tulsi Ramayana, there's a beautiful episode. Hanumanji comes back after burning Lanka and all that. So then Bhagavan asks, Hanuman, how is Sita there? Then Hanuman says, Bhagavan, her condition is miserable. Every moment is like kalpa for her. Meaning she is extremely miserable. At that time, Bhagavan makes a statement. Bhagavan says, the one who has surrendered unto me, thought, word, and deed, even in his dream, there cannot be any misery. A beautiful statement, very philosophical statement. Sita Mata's attention was continuously upon Bhagavan only. She was sitting, looking at her feet, remembering the feet of the Lord, and constantly chanting the name of the Lord. Bhagavan says it is impossible that she is miserable. As long as the mind is in the Lord, you will never experience misery. When do you experience misery? When you forget God. That is the meaning here. How strongly are you rooted in the self? So many stories about saints being tortured and happily going through that torture. We can't even believe. Saint Haridas, he was lashed, 25 different marketplaces, 100 lashes each. So 25 into 100, 2,500. They say that by 25th lash, the fellow is either unconscious or dead. But he goes through all that. The gods who were lashing, they felt pity for him. He was asked to stop chanting Hari. He said, the pain which I experience when I stop chanting Hari is much more than these lashes. So I don't mind these lashes. So many such stories, so many stories. One saint was tied to, that furnace, and he was grilled. So one side the heat was there. So then he told those people, this side is fully done. Now you can, like dosa, chapati, etc. You see that detachment? If somebody has done it, that means everybody can do it. Possibility is there. Body is being baked, roasted, and here is a person who says, this side is done. Okay. Where is that strength coming from? Abidance in the self. Yasmin sthito na dukkhena gurunapi vichalyate. Greatest of sorrows cannot shake him. That is the strength. Now comes a beautiful definition of yoga. What is that? Let us chant the next verse, 23. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga santnitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Tam vidya dukkha sanyoga viyogam yoga santnitam sanischayena yoktavyaha yogo nirvinna chetasa. Tam vidya, know that to be yoga. What is yoga? Dukkha sanyoga viyoga equal to yoga. Definition of yoga. In Bhagavad Gita, you find so many definitions of yoga. One is samatvam yoga uchyate. Equanimity of mind is yoga. Another one is yoga to karmasu kaushalam. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. That is another definition. Dexterity in action is yoga. This is the third one. Dukkha sanyoga viyoga is yoga. So what is yoga? Now in Sanskrit, whenever big terms come, always start from the last. Last to the first. Viyoga, disassociation. Sanyoga, from association. Dukkha, with sorrow. Disassociation of our association with sorrow is called yoga. So what is yoga? Viyoga is yoga. What is not yoga? Dukkha sanyoga is natural state. Our constant association with sorrow is natural. But if you want to disassociate yourself from the sorrow, then yoga has to be done. What is our condition now? Packed and sealed with dukkha. Dukkha sanyoga. Sanyoga means close association. Carrying this body itself is dukkha only. Because this body is Shariram tu khalu vyadhi mandiram, an embodiment of disease it is, this body. How many types of disease can come in this body? There is no end. Every limb can have a disease. So in short, coming to this world itself is nothing but sorrow only. That is called dukkha sanyoga. Carrying a body, there is nothing great in it. According to Bhagavan, this world is dukkhalayam. Alayam means what? Abode. School is what? What do we call school? Vidyalayam. Abode of learning. Vidyalayam. Medical store is called Aushadhalayam. Abode of medicines. Bhagavan calls his world Dukkhalayam. No, Swamiji, it's a very pessimistic. Are Baba, creator of the world is telling this. The one who designed this world, made this world, his definition is this. Dukkhalayam. It is not a pessimistic or an optimistic this thing. It is a realistic view of life. Realistic. Pay attention to everything, you will find that there is only sorrow here. It is not pessimistic view. Carrying this body itself is a big sorrow. Dullness of the intellect is inability to see this sorrow. That is dullness of the intellect. Inability to think. What is the problem with carrying the body? Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkham. Janma, birth is painful. How do you know birth is painful? See any child. Is there any child who comes out smiling? Yay, I have landed. Nothing, crying only. If the fellow doesn't cry, give two. Make him cry. So Janma is painful. Mrityu is painful. Jara, old age is painful. Vyadhi, disease is painful. Oh my God. In between, once in a while, some reason to smile. It's a very tragic movie. And finally, you have to leave everything and go. Whatever you have done, wiped off. Dukkhalaya. So that is why Bhagavan uses dukkha sanyoga, always associated with sorrow only. So now you have to put forth effort. For what? In disassociating ourselves from the already present association with the sorrow. How to do it? Detach from the body, attach to consciousness. That is called as Viyoga. Sorrow is there as long as your identification with the body is there. How to end this sorrow? Detach from this identification with body, attach to consciousness. This is called as Viyoga. So this is what is represented by this Chin Mudra. This is also called as Jnana Mudra. Chin Mudra. The Lord Dakshinamurti, he just taught by this. What is this? Dukkha Sanyoga Viyoga Yoga. So these three is body, mind, intellect. This is the ego or paying attention. This is God. So what to do? Disassociate yourself from your association with sorrow. These three is nothing but sorrow only. Body. These three can be three gunas also. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. It can also be waking, dream, deep sleep. Three states of the mind. Disassociate yourself, separate yourself, and associate with consciousness with God. Left to itself, you will find that this is always with the three. This is Dukkha Sanyoga. Don't have to put forth any effort. This is called Chin Mudra. Chit means knowledge, consciousness. Jnana Mudra. Sanishchayena yoktavya. Bhagavan says, this has to be done. There is no other way. Yoga anirvinna chetasa, with all alertness, with all seriousness, giving it the highest priority in life. It has to be done. If you want to put an end to all sufferings. This is yoga. Know yourself as you are. All our suffering is because I don't know who I am. I think I am the body. With this wrong notion, you will only invite more and more suffering and sorrow for yourself. And how to do it? Oh, that I will tell you. Listen. So next three verses are again solid verses on meditation. What has to be done? How to detach myself from the body and how to attach myself to consciousness. That topic is again taken up. Let us chant verse number 24. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामम् विनियम्य समन्ततः संकल्पप्रभवान् कामान् त्यक्त्वा सर्वान् शेषतः मनसैवेन्द्रियग्रामम् विनियम्य समन्ततः. Give up all desires of the world. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktva. Give up all desires, kaman. Asheshatah, completely. What is the reason because of which we come to this world? It is because of our worldly desires. If you desire world, you will land up in the world. If you desire God, you will get God. Simple. Law is very simple. What do you desire, you will get it. As you desire, so you get. Anything of the world, any sense object of the world, the moment you desire, that desire is called vasana, V. I hope you know the BMI chart. O is Bhagavan, our true nature. The desire is V, vasana, worldly desire. The moment you desire, you are exposed to the world of your desired objects, that is OET, objects, emotion, thoughts. Now with that sense object you want to interact, so therefore sense organs are necessary. But sense organs will not come separately. Body is necessary. So then you are given a BMI, the instrument of interaction. So first, a world of OET is given. Then the instrument to interact is given, BMI. And then you identify with the BMI and become this PFT, the individual. perceiver, feeler, thinker. Why is it that I'm born in this world with a body? I'm in sense objects. I am born in this world because I desired that sense object. Bhagavan knows only one thing, tathastha. May it be so. You can ask anything. Devan devayajo yanti, pitrun yanti pitruvrataha, bhutani yanti bhutejyaha, mad bhakta yanti mamapi. Those who worship devatas, they go to the world of devatas. Those who worship pitras, they go to the world of pitras. Those who worship bhutas, they will go to the world of bhutas. Those who worship me, come to my world. Become one with me. Very simple law. So what is the first thing to be done? Stop desiring the world. Asheshatah, completely. In 15th chapter, Bhagavan says, Ashanga shastrena dridhena chitva, chop it off. This samsara vriksha. At the seat of meditation, how do you do it? Whenever the worldly thought comes, don't show interest. That itself is called dropping it. Don't go after it. Asheshata. At the seat of meditation, this is how you express. This is how you send the signal to Bhagavan. Bhagavan, I want you. I don't want the world. Then a worldly thought comes. If you run after the thought, what does it mean? You may be telling Bhagavan, I want you. But this thought is very nice. Let me go out. Gone. So this is a beautiful way of knowing what actually I desire. At the seat of mind, you just find out where the mind is going. That is what you are silently, secretly, subconsciously desire. Many times we ourselves don't know what our desires are. Where is the mind going? Find out that. That is our weakness. That is where we have to work on. Wherever likes and dislikes are involved, mind will go there. Mark it. And develop a healthy detachment with respect to all those things. And ensure that mind desires only God. So after this, what to do? That is the next two verses, very, very important verses on meditation in Bhagavad Gita that we will see. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om